April 20th through April 26th. And now we're beginning to have more planets in the sign of Taurus. So this is nice because we had so much energy in Aries, and we still have a few planets in Aries, but it's starting to balance out a little bit more. Okay. So we have the Sun in Taurus, we have Venus in Taurus, and we have Uranus finishing up its time in Taurus. Now, on Monday the 20th, the moon is in the social, expressive sign of Gemini, and Mercury is going to be conjunct Saturn. So it's going to be together with Saturn, the planet of responsibility. Also, Neptune's there and Mars is there. So I think this is a good opportunity to get some work done, to stay focused. If you have any writing to do or any reading to do or running numbers, good energy there on the 20th to get that done. Also on the 21st, the moon continues in Gemini until 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the 21st. The 22nd, the moon will move into Cancer. Cancer is a cardinal sign, and cardinal signs square each other. So all those Aries planets are squaring the moon. Okay. And the moon in Cancer, it's in its own sign. It's a soft, nurturing, watery energy. It kind of has to do with the home. Also, Cancer rules marketing, which is interesting if you have some of that to do. But I would really advise you to get as much rest as you can while the moon is in Cancer, the 22nd, the 23rd, till 3:41 on Thursday, the 23rd. Now, the 23rd, Venus is conjunct Uranus. Okay, so Venus, love, relationships, money, self-value, all that kind of stuff, is together with the disruptive planet Uranus. And Uranus rules the sign Aquarius, and Aquarius is associated with friends. So we may have some things with other people, okay, together, Venus and Uranus. So there could be sudden changes in love or friendship or with our wallet. And remember, when I say it's the 23rd through the 24th, it's a little bit before and a little bit after also. Now, the other thing that happens on the 24th, well, let's go back to the 23rd first. So the moon starts getting close to Jupiter, the planet of luck and blessings, while it's in the sign of Cancer. And then the moon picks up some speed there when it moves into Leo later in the afternoon on Thursday, the 23rd. So you can get things done. So if you're able to take a little break there on, Tuesday afternoon, the 21st, into the 22nd, into the morning of the 23rd, whatever way that you can slow down a little bit would be helpful. Then it picks up speed there as the moon moves into Leo at 3:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, the 23rd. Also, remember, while the moon was in Cancer, Cancer's the mother, and the 22nd is Earth Day. So what better way to love your mother than to show up and help clean up? Now, the 24th, Friday, moon continues in Leo. Remember, Leo's a fire sign, so it's trining, making a positive aspect with all those planets in Aries. Then Venus makes its move from Taurus into Gemini. So Venus and Gemini is a fun placement. Venus and Gemini gets a bad rap. I think Gemini gets a bad rap in general, but Venus and Gemini is very social. So sometimes people think that Venus and Gemini can't commit. It's not true. They just like to have fun and they like the freedom of movement. So Venus moves into Gemini on 4/24 and it stays there till May 18th. So I wrote down get out and mingle, especially if you're single. Okay, this is the time that you want to do that, especially when the moon's in the fun, loving sign of Leo. Okay, rock star moon. And Venus conjunct Uranus, the other thing that can happen is things can just show up. Friend could introduce you to someone. There could be sudden changes, and sudden change, everybody goes to negative. It doesn't have to be negative. Okay, now, the 25th, Saturday, the 25th. This is a day that people have been talking about for a while because this is the day that Uranus moves to Gemini. And, it was there a little bit it was there briefly for a while. Let's see. Uranus entered Gemini. I know it had been there a little bit earlier, but now it's here to stay. All right. So this is a big deal because wherever Uranus is where the change is going to come. And Gemini has a lot to do with communication. And Uranus is like new technology. So this is kind of an example of AI. And we can imagine what is going to change by the time we get to 2033 when Uranus finally leaves Gemini. Okay. So this is a long spell here. And it's going to affect everyone, but it's going to affect Gemini and the mutable signs, Virgo, Pisces, and Sagittarius more, especially Sag because you're across from Gemini. So Uranus is related to revolution and change, Gemini, the communicator. And so I don't even know what to tell you. It's going to be change. It's going to be a lot of newness. Uranus is the genius. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So Uranus to Gemini, 8:50 p.m. on the 25th. There's lots of Mercury energy. The moon's in the Mercury-ruled sign of Gemini. Yes, did I say that right? Uranus is in Gemini, Mercury ruled. And then the moon's going to move into Virgo that evening, which is Mercury ruled. So there's a lot of Mercury. Okay. A lot of Mercury hot and cold, Mercury, a lot of communication, and very social energy too. Now, Sunday the 26th, the sun and the moon are trining each other. It's Virgo energy. It's a great day to like clean your house and get things organized, maybe do some yard work and enjoy earthy stuff there on Sunday the 26th. So let me give you a couple cards for this big week ahead as Uranus makes its move into Gemini. And let's see, I'm going to give you another oracle here and a spirit animal oracle. Let's see what you need to know here. So the first card that came up is the Hanged Man, the Vision card here in the Medicine Woman deck. I love this version of the Hangman because you always see the Hangman hanging upside down. And this one, it's like she's seeing her reflection in the water. There's vision. And Neptune is in Aries right now, so things are a little bit more crispy clear, and we can kind of see what needs to be healed, what needs to change. There could be a lot of creative energy going on. Oh, you got the Wanderer here. This is the Fool card. This is what the whole tarot deck's about. This is Uranus energy. It's associated with the sign Aquarius. So there's a new path. There's a new journey. It's pretty exciting. The Wanderer. Your oracle here is Spirit 2 Unicorn. And I love the unicorn because I love how some people really believe in unicorns and think, that they're a real creature. And other people think that's crazy. And it kind of reminds me of the Fool card because the Fool, a lot of times people think the Fool's crazy for going off and doing what it's doing. So it's kind of almost like believe in your own magic here. Okay. And you've got the Lizard, regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration.